Memphis is the home of the blues, rock and roll, and Earle Farrell.
From the Collierville Square to the mighty Mississippi, the Earle Farrell for Memphis show is all about good things that happen across the Bluff City and the people who make Memphis cool.
The Earle Farrell for Memphis show is made possible by our title sponsor, Southern Security Federal Credit Union, and by Kathy Thurman Edwards, State Farm Insurance.
By Dive Shop and Dive Ventures nationwide. Jim Karras Chevrolet with George Gully. Napa Cafe Memphis and Glenda Hastings. For Memphis Magazine. The Live at the Garden Concert Series. And the Orpheum Theater Group Memphis. And by Mitch Wright Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, family owned and operated for more than 40 years. Thank you to all the sponsors for making this possible.
And now, coming to you from Lansky Brothers, Clothier to the King, inside the world-famous Peabody Hotel, with the heart of a cowboy and Memphis in his soul. Ladies and gentlemen, here's your host, Earle Farrell.
And thank you very much, Mr. Ron Olson and Karen Perrin. They did the open to my show. I kept looking for somebody with a good voice and that would work cheap, and then I thought, Karen and Ron.
Yeah.
They owe me a favor.
Yeah, they worked real cheap, didn't they?
Yes, they did. Not like our guest. This is Miss Valerie Calhoun, longtime friend and former associate at Fox13. And everybody I told you're coming on today, they say, we love her, which is what I would hear forever in the field. And we were at a party last Friday night, and I followed you to the food line. And it was like following, a celebrity, which you are a celebrity, but everybody wants to stop and talk to you.
Well, I tell you what, it was wonderful. It's wonderful. I don't get out much because the morning show, you remember the days. You got to get up at 30 and be at work, so you tend to go to bed early, miss a lot of fun. So it's great when I get out and I get to be social.
When I first met you, you were just dayside reporting, and I was too, and I'd gone to work for Channel 5. In the early 90s, and that's when you came here, right?
I came here. Listen to this. Tomorrow is 30 years since my first day at what is Fox 13. When Fox bought the station, they hired us to do a morning show, and I was one of those hires. First day, it was the 27th of November, 1995.
So this is an anniversary.
It is.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Where did you move from?
I moved from the Tri-Cities. I'm from the Tri-Cities, and I'd worked in the Carolinas, Montgomery, Alabama, and moved back to where I'm from to work for Channel 5 there, WCYB TV. I grew up watching the station, grew up watching Johnny Wood, and got to work with him and other people I'd watched. So it was really great. Great little TV station, but I focused, I decided it's time to go, and I had 3 markets, Tampa, New Orleans, and Memphis. And here we are.
And here you are.
Yeah.
When you were in Montgomery, did you have a Montgomery accent in those days?
I think I carried my East Tennessee accent to the Carolinas and then down to Montgomery. I never said Montgomery like that, but folks there do have a different accent than we do in West Tennessee or even East Tennessee.
Well, the same thing in Texas, because I came here and everybody spoke differently than they did in Texas. In Texas, people, especially in West Texas, tend not to open their mouths when they talk. They do this. They go, tell you what we're going to do. We're going to get out there and we're going to whoop somebody is what we're going to do. And you'd say, did you say you're going to whoop me? Yes, I did.
Oh, yes. I think I've picked up some of that watching what was that show?
Landman.
Landman. Picked up some of that, yeah.
It's a very accurate show.
I tell you what, it's something else. It's fascinating. I can't get enough.
Well, they said that the first show dropped last Sunday. It's a week ago.
Oh, Sunday. You're behind. You haven't seen the first 2 episodes.
Well, we saw the first one. Haven't seen the second one yet. But Billy is just doing an incredible job.
It's amazing.
He was in Peabody 3 weeks ago.
Is that right?
Loves coming to Memphis. Grew up in Arkansas, and loves coming to Memphis. Loves coming to Peabody, and he got his picture taken with the Duckmaster, one of the Duckmasters. And I've seen him in a number of different interviews recently, and I always liked him before, but I really like him now. His real personality is coming out. He had a video on Facebook of him telling his class in Arkansas they wasn't going to be able to make it to the reunion, but I want to take an opportunity to tell you how much it meant to be growing up in a small town in Arkansas and having you all for classmates. And
Wow.
started naming them.
That's amazing
yes.
because he's become such a huge star. And he's been around for a long time. Think about Sling Blade.
Oh, yeah.
How long ago was that?
He busted all them taters.
And he wrote that, too,
He
I
did.
believe.
Well, he knew people like that.
Yeah, I guess he did.
But the whole thing about coming to Memphis, what has it changed in your opinion of Memphis when you first got here 30 years ago and the way you look at Memphis now?
Well, the main thing is it's home. I've been here longer than anywhere else in my life, and
Same
I love
here.
it. I mean, it's home. I say East Tennessee. I grew up there, but I never lived there as long as I have here. Here's what I remember about coming to Memphis, and honestly, one of the reasons I thought Memphis would be really cool is the whole vibe, the flavor, the people, the character, and part of that came from the movie The Firm.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I was like, that looks like a really neat city, and then started looking into it a little more. At the time, my dad was a judge in East Tennessee, and he was like, you don't want to go to Memphis. It's really rough. And he had been here
Yeah.
after Dr. King was assassinated for a judicial convention or law or bar convention. So he was here in the early 70s, and he did not have a great impression of it. And I told him, it's changed so much. And when he first came to visit my mom and dad, I said, we're going to go downtown. No, I don't want to go downtown. And I think this is when I was dating John Elkington, who's now my husband.
Who's right over here.
And John's like, yeah, I'm going to take you downtown. Come on, you got to see Beale Street. And he was like, wow, it's complete different from what he remembered in the 70s when Memphis the downtown was desolate like so many downtowns across the country. But yeah, I love Memphis. Beale Street was thriving when I came. The group of us that we all worked together, we would hang out at Silky O'Sullivan's, and the late Silky would sit there and, make you his silkette, put you on the piano.
Never asked me to be a
Remember that?
silk. No, he never asked me to be a
I bet your
silk.
wife was a silkette. I bet you were, weren't you? Yes,
Probably
she
gave
was.
her a ride in his Rolls Royce, too.
Yeah, probably. I never got that. But yeah, what a great city. The characters, the people, everything about the city. Love it.
What I noticed about it when I first got here is that they either love you and accept you immediately. It doesn't matter if you're wealthy or not. It doesn't matter if you're attractive or not, rich or not. If they just like you, it doesn't matter who you are. They like you.
That's true.
And they stay with you.
They're
And they're
loyal.
loyal to you, yes.
Loyal.
If they don't like you, they don't say bad things about you. They just don't come around.
That's a good point. And we tell that to new reporters coming in town. We're like, look, if you're real and you're genuine, you're going to have no problems. Just be you.
Yeah.
Don't try to be someone you're not, because they see through that. People see through that.
Instantly. And I think that's why they always liked you, like Ernie, like Tom Dees.
Yeah, and you,
me,
of course.
Because we're not actors.
No.
I mean, I come out there and I've always just been me, obviously.
Yeah. No, hey, 24/7.
Yeah. And one thing I always tell people about you is that you're exactly the way you are in person as you are on the air. You don't change.
No.
And neither does Ernie.
No.
He's a little more enthusiastic on the air than in real life. Sometimes you kind of poke him. Ernie, you're there? Yes, I am.
Yeah. Ernie is if he feels a certain way, you're going to know.
Yeah. Yes, yeah. In fact, I watch your show every morning, and you have the photographs of the sunsets.
Oh, it's sunshine snaps.
And you guys are hard on those people. Hard on those people. I was watching today, and it was a rear shot. See somebody's side mirror on their car. And I thought it was very creative because they obviously couldn't turn around in their car while they were driving and take the pictures.
Yeah,
So they
that's
used
not
it.
safe.
And-
We can't condone that.
Yeah, and so, and you said, well, it's a pretty sun. And I went, and Ernie's going,
Yeah.
And I went,
I'm trying to find the bright spot. Maybe they had stopped the car, and Ernie's like, no,
Nah.
they didn't stop the car. No. Yeah, we have fun with it. And the viewers, okay, true enough, we've gotten a few people saying, y'all are too mean, or Ernie's too mean. And then,
but that's the funny part of it.
right. And
I
we
mean,
tell
that's-
them, look, this is what we do. If you don't watch Good Morning Memphis, maybe you don't know our personalities. If you watch,
Yeah, you'll know.
most of our viewers are like, oh, yeah, that's what you do. Yeah, I don't want to send one in because you'll be mean, or I'm going to send one in. This one's for Ernie, and it's a bunch of power
Well,
lines.
see, what's great about it is that show, nobody makes the jokes obvious. We give them credit for being smart enough to know that we're joshing them.
Yes.
And which I've always done. I never said, this is a joke. You know, I said, like, I'd come back and they'd say, so what's the scene now, Earl? I said, well, he's still dead.
Gosh. Yes, that is Earle Farrell right there.
You can quote
Love
me.
it too. Yeah.
I used it again when I was at the sheriff's office.
Yes.
I know exactly what to say. I'm not telling you anything, and
Right.
that's what I know.
This is what we know. And I'll say it all again, just what I said.
When people do come here, and there's a lot of new people who have come to this market in the last few years, and they come in, and it is amazing, the ones that kind of get it and the other ones that kind of keep having, and I think it's just an insecurity with their own confidence, that they don't allow themselves to be them. Because once they do, everybody gets better. Because you're not trying to act. You're just yourself, and you're using the language you use. And I remember Ken Jobe, our former news director, there was an individual that came to work there, and he said, can you take him out and kind of show him around and kind of, you know, coach him a little bit? I said, what are you saying, Ken? He said, you know, give him some cool. I said, you can't teach cool.
You can't teach cool.
You can't.
You can't. And you can't. You're right. Here's one thing I've noticed though. If you have a reporter who hasn't done a lot of live TV, they're nervous, right? I was. You weren't. But when I started, I was.
I was nervous in the third grade. I remember
grade,
at one
maybe.
time I was.
But if you put that person on Good Morning Memphis, it is a 5.5 hour long newscast.
The big show.
The big show. It's that we call it that for a reason. They're going to be live at least 10 times, probably more. If you're live 10 times within 5 hours or 6 times in 5.5, you're going to get better.
Yeah.
And you're going to become more comfortable, where you're going to talk instead of trying to be, an anchor.
Yeah.
You're just gonna be you by the end of the morning because you're so tired. Is part of it.
Well, that and you got to think of something different to say every time.
Absolutely.
And what y'all are great at is you have the same script basically, but you ad lib all the time.
Yeah.
And
to our
I
producer's
think
chagrin.
I'll have to get over it because this is us.
Right.
I think the thing too is that people that watch it, they don't just tune in to the first 30 minutes and say, "Well, I've seen the show." They watch the whole thing.
They watch hours.
And so that's why you have to constantly say, we're going to give an update on this, or we found out some more information on this, because things do change. They change quickly. I think Fox 13, though, was especially when I was there, we did a great job of covering live events. And the last really big storm we had here, I think you guys killed everybody. I think you did an incredible job. And I think Fox 13 has developed into a place to go to when breaking news happens.
That's what we, as you remember when you worked with us, we pride ourselves on that. And it's tough for a reporter and a photographer. It's tough. And it's tough for those producers and assignment editors in the newsroom because you think you have a great morning, you've got your story planned, and guess what? You've got to move.
Throw all that out.
Yeah, and as you know, I remember there were days you'd be on 3 or 4 stories or more.
Yeah.
One of the ones I'm thinking in my mind is it was a water main break, but the water was spewing up like a fountain.
Yeah, like Old Faithful.
Like Old Faithful, except it was constant. And you just have to rock and roll, and you have to just describe what you see, and you're so good at that.
Well, what was really funny is because Randy Page was my photographer, and I said, come on, Randy, we're going to go over and stand right next to this thing. He said, do you think it's safe? And I went, hell no. That's what's going to make this a great shot. It could get bigger at any moment. But we got to get there now because they're going to turn it off in a minute, and then you got nothing.
Right. Got to get in there and get that shot if you can do it safely.
But that is one thing we got really good at. That's why when we came down to Lansky's here at the Peabody, we set up and tear down every day. But the reason... it's a lot of work. Rob and his wife, Beth, couldn't do it without him. But we literally take this table that we're sitting at. Mm-hmm. It's covered with mannequins and shirts, and we put those in boxes and set up all our gear, and then we tear it all down again. Because we did it for years on the morning show. We pull up in a truck, you get all your gear out, you set up. Then they call and said, we've got a shooting over here. You tear it all down, you get in the truck, you drive there, you set it all up, you do it again. And that's just, but it pays off, and it shows that you're covering the news. You're not just sitting there at the same place saying, this just happened over there. We went there.
Yeah, you went there. And again, it can change multiple times. Y'all come on through, walk on. We're at Lansky's. If you haven't been, my husband's getting a really gorgeous jacket for Christmas or his birthday. They're both coming up, so it's going to be exciting. Yeah, we tried it on, and he looked different. He just blossomed.
He did. He had a big smile on his face.
Yeah, looked good.
Speaking of that, I want to show a couple of things here. This is a scarf that is made by my son's sister.
That's gorgeous.
His wife's sister, Mimi Allen.
His sister-in-law. Okay.
She hand paints these. These are ducks, mallard ducks. Miller. What did I say? Yeah. Well, that's not her. That's Mimi Miller. She's a relative of mine. But they're selling these here at the Lansky's.
That's gorgeous.
And I said, you got to come show them to Julie and Hal, because they're gorgeous and they're very unique. And they do pocket squares. This is a pocket square, but they also do. Here you go. They didn't say. They said I couldn't keep it long.
Right. They knew it'd end up in your little
Maybe
pocket.
Five-finger
right
discount.
Yeah.
But they make big full-size scarves and everything else. And you've got a couple of things too.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So.
You could go.
Okay.
You got them?
Rob, watch. I'm taped down over here.
Oh, you are?
Hold on.
Oops.
I'm surprised tape could even hold you.
Well,
and it didn't.
Tape can't hold me down. Listen, I was so excited for many reasons, because I love hanging out with you, and we can just talk. We love to talk, and goodness, it can go sideways real quick, though. Know this. But my friend Lisa Kelachava, I worked with her at WCYB TV in Bristol, and she was our promotions person. She was brilliant, still is. Anyway, we would do these on-the-road shows, go out of town for a week and do live shows 3 days in a row. The first 2 or 3 days we'd set up and do the reporting. It was first class. She, after television, she went and decided to start doing ornaments.
Hold it to that camera over
This
here.
camera. Joy to the World ornaments. Look at this. So she tells me a couple of years ago, hey, do you know Hal Lansky? How's that?
Just keep moving it, because you see all the glitter.
Do you know Hal Lansky? I'm like, of course I know Hal Lansky. Anyway, she and Hal are working together. These are not made in China. These are made in Poland.
Poland,
And they're
wow.
blown glass. These are works of art. When I showed your wife, she's like, yeah, we need this. I do too. Look at that. This is an Elvis one. And I don't know how it goes down if Hal says, here's what I want, or if she says, why don't we do this? Look at this. This one's...
Bring it up close to this camera.
Okay,
There you go.
is a hotel key.
Oh, yeah,
It's
that's
like
good.
a rendition of a Peabody hotel key.
Oh, that is great.
How great is that? But look at all the glitter and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, and this one is in the gift shop over there.
Wow.
A Peabody
look at
duck.
That is gorgeous.
Right?
Yeah.
So look, I'm not getting paid or anything. I'm just so proud of her, and I love that she and Hal are friends now. She and her husband and Hal and his wife, I guess they hang out at market. I don't know, but they have these incredible ornaments. So if you're looking for a Memphis gift,
Right here.
I would love this too. Whoever's wanting to buy from me, look at that. And then it's got the Elvis Presley signature on the back.
Wow.
But those colors match my tree.
Not that
Just
you're ever
saying.
concerned with that kind of thing.
Right. I mean, it's got bling on it. Yeah.
Are your Emmy Awards near your tree this year?
Well, they are.
Yeah, I got it.
They're,
They match.
they're in the same room. I have these black shells and then the golden ladies. Thank you. I've made a little bit of a mess. But yeah, so I'm really for Joy to the World collectibles. I have a lot of those. I've been buying them over the years from her.
So those are our gift ideas. We're going to take a quick break
Okay.
here, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to show some video of an art store, local artists that are selling things for Christmas, and we'll put that out there because that helps support them. And then we're going to tell some stories.
Uh-oh, okay.
So
I like that.
Everybody get a chance to get a glass of water and get ready to laugh. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Dawn Grader, President and CEO of Southern Security Federal Credit Union. We're the proud title sponsor of the Earle Farrell for Memphis show, coming to you live from Lansky's in the world-famous Peabody Hotel and celebrating all of the great things about our great city, Memphis, Tennessee.
Hi, I'm Glenda Hastings, owner of Napa Cafe, and I'm so proud to be part of the Earle Farrell for Memphis show, streaming live from Lansky's from the Peabody. We will be showcasing not only Napa Cafe, but some great restaurants around town. We look forward to seeing you.
Hello, Memphis Mid-South. And first, I'd like to thank you for visiting with Earle Farrell Memphis today, and we want to support him just like you do. I'm George Gully, one of the sales managers at Jim Carrey Chevrolet. We've been in business here in Memphis for over 75 years. I've been associated with the company for almost 25, and I'll help you find the right car, truck, or SUV here at not only our Chevy store, but also Buick, GMC, Nissan, Subaru. We can help you find that right car. Keep watching, Earl, and come see me. Thanks so much.
Hi, I'm Kathy Thurman Edwards, State Farm, and I'm so excited to be one of the sponsors for the Earle Farrell from Memphis show, broadcasting live from Lansky's at the Peabody. And I'll tell you all about what we've got going on at our office. Gift cards for quotes. No purchase necessary. I'm better looking than a lizard.
Hi, this is Randy Wright from the Dive Shop and Dive Ventures in Memphis. We've been in Memphis over 64 years teaching people to dive, snorkel, and swim. We'd love to have you come join us and have some fun. We're also a part of the Dive Ventures group with 18 locations across the country, stretched from Phoenix to Vienna, Virginia. Please give us a call. We'll be able to take care of you at 999 South Yates in Memphis, or call us at 901-763-DIVE.
Hi, I'm Brett Batterson, President and CEO of the Orpheum Theater Group in downtown Memphis. We are so pleased with our partnership with the Earle Farrell Show and very happy that he is broadcasting live from Lansky's at the historic Peabody Hotel. We're all here to make Memphis better.
Hi, I'm Mitch Wright.
And I'm his son, Mickey.
And we're the owners of Mitch Wright Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
And proud sponsors of the Earle Farrell from Memphis show.
We're thankful to be part of the Memphis community. We've been in business for 42 years, taking care of people and loving the people of the Mid-South.
And welcome back to Lansky's here at the Peabody. In fact, Hal Lansky just walked into the store. I saw it came around this way and is now here on the premise. First thing people ask when they come in is Hal here.
Right. He's like a celebrity. He
is a celebrity. And same thing with Julie, his daughter. And so it is, you never know who you're going to run into. We saw Kelly Truitt and his wife and their son. They're coming in. He said he got a jacket here, a velvet jacket for his daughter's wedding a week or so ago. And he said he'd never had so many women come up and feeling his arm and go, "This is an incredible jacket." I said, "Which one of those blue velvet jackets was it?" I was thinking about getting one myself.
Well, look, you don't need that to be a chick magnet. Yeah. Can you even say chick magnet anymore?
You just did. But
well, I guess you can. Yeah.
It's old school.
It is.
But let's talk a little bit old school. I remember the first conversation we really ever had. Do you remember where that was?
It was at the Racket Club.
Yes,
and it was during the tennis tournament.
And it was live during the tennis tournament.
And we were loud.
We were with our cruise. She was at 13. I was at Channel 5. And it was the first time I met her, and we immediately started laughing and telling stories. And we had an audience under the bleachers listening to our stories, and they sent somebody from the tournament to go in there and find out who's making all the noise. And it was us. Val and Earl.
And I had not been in town maybe 2 months because that was in February, right?
Yeah.
A huge tennis tournament. Missed the whole Racket Club, missed the tennis tournament, just missed the Racket Club, period. But we had a great time, and I thought, I don't know who this guy is, but he's funny. Yeah. He's my people, and he's going to get me in a lot of trouble if I hang out with him.
Yeah, so fortunately we never did. Right. We got enough trouble just when we did run into each other.
And then when we started working together.
Yeah.
The one time that I was going to speak National Day of Prayer, I won't go into a lot of details, but I was like, Earl, I'm a little nervous about it. And you were like, do you remember what you said?
Yes, I did. I said, well, and I actually kind of wrote the prayer.
You wrote a beautiful one after you talked about who was it walked into a bar?
I said, look, you got to, when you get through, you got to always leave them laughing. And so this is a joke you tell that you don't even have to finish it because it's just funny. And you go, okay, I've got to get out of here now, but I just want to leave everybody smiling. Did you hear the one about the guy and the donkey that walk into a bar?
That's it.
And everybody just starts going, what? And then you say, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I'm done.
And you went, I don't have to explain. I said, no, everybody gets it.
Yeah, that one didn't have a prayer of being in my
No.
prayer.
But
But you did write something very eloquent. You just started, and I'm like, whoa, let me write this down. It was beautiful.
And of all people, because I was raised Catholic, all our prayers are written out for us. Like the Hail Mary, the Our Father, but I was married to Kathy, and she was a Baptist, and so I'd been around all these Baptist preachers and ministers, and they all start off the same way: "Dear Heavenly Father," and then you go, and there's a pattern to it, and being an audio person doing broadcasting for so many years, you really notice people's cadence and their voice tone and how they do things, and everybody has a different way of doing it. But when you come across somebody that's really good at it, you pay attention and you learn from them.
True.
And some of the people that we've met, and Tom Dees comes to mind almost immediately because we miss him so much. When Tom and I first started running each other, because we were both feature reporters back when news let feature reporters do what they do.
Stories, yeah.
And we would run to places, and so we were both doing the same thing, so we couldn't copy each other. And we were at the Agri Center doing a thing on a home show, and there was a doghouse, and I said, Tom, it would really be funny if one of us would get in that doghouse and stick our head out and go, "We'll be back in a minute." I said, "I'm just too big to get into the doghouse."
Oh, I see what's happening. Yeah.
I just reeled him in.
Threw it out or reeled it in.
But he was such a cool guy. He said, "Yeah, that'll be funny." And he made it funny.
Tom Dees never met anybody like him, an original.
No.
And Tom had his way of doing things. He had his way of, even his out cues. And I don't even remember how it went, but he was wonderful. And here's the thing about Tom Dees. He covered several different beats over the years. Yep. They'd come in and say, "We want you to cover North Mississippi, to be the Mississippi reporter." And primarily that's what he ended up doing most of the time. But the features, do you remember when he had to do the traffic stuff and it was drive, don't drive?
Yes.
Drive, don't drive. And he made them increasingly funnier and out there. But he just put his stamp on everything he did and did so well.
Well, he and Derek Curran were the road patrol, and they were in that gas-eating Humvee,
yes,
with the goldenrods. It looked like a big machine gun on the roof, and they went everywhere. And I started going to these little hole-in-the-wall restaurants and stuff, and there was an 8.5 by 11 glossy photo of the two of them standing in front of the Humvee. They would go to all these places and do stories on the unusual food or whatever, and they left a trail of photos behind them. The only person I've ever seen more photos of is in Lonesome Dove, the guy that started in that, and he's in every barbecue place in America.
Oh, is he really? Gus?
Well,
that was his
Robert
character,
Duvall.
Robert Duvall.
But his character is the picture of him in character. That same picture is in every barbecue. It's at the Germantown Commissary. It's everywhere.
Is it?
And so they followed in suit, and now they're everywhere.
Uncle Lou.
Sure.
Uncle Lou's Fried Chicken. He credits Tom Dees for putting him on the map, and the stories he did with Tom, that Tom did on him.
Yep.
Is what got the attention of the Food Network. That's what Uncle Lou will tell you to this day. And Uncle Lou, if you haven't had his chicken, it is amazing. And I didn't taste a biscuit until about 3 years ago.
You always ate the chicken, but never the biscuit.
Oh my gosh. I did not need to taste it because it was that good. Yeah.
He was one of the first people I had on the show when we came down here, downtown.
Oh, is that right?
I said, I got to get Uncle Lou on, because he had just moved to his new location on Winchester from around the corner from Getwell or Goodley.
He's near Mill Branch,
Mill Branch, that's where it was. It's on Mill Branch. But so many people like that just became part of the show because we do stories on them.
Like T.J. Cates.
T.J. Cates,
remember,
exactly.
His family had the meat store in Olive Branch, and I don't know how Tom started doing the stories, but then they would cook all these meals for people.
Veterans Day.
And feed people all the time.
We'd have all this food he'd cook in our barbecue pits on the back patio. And I remember he was out there one day and everything was on fire. I said, TJ, do we need to get a hold of Red Adair? Because this is a big fire. He goes, nah, I got my bottle here. He squirted it.
He took care of it, didn't he?
Never had a problem with it. You had Randy Page, who was a photographer that worked with me, because he came back from Atlanta. Randy Page was the photographer in Atlanta, and I think he worked for WAGA there. And he was the one at the World's Fair and it was taking a picture of the backpack that they found that blew up while he was filming it. Yeah. He was on Today's Show. He was on all this stuff, but he was deaf for a while just because of the blast. But
you two were a great team, and I remember Randy Page was like, he started wearing the boots like you wear.
Yeah,
and he's like, work with Earle, got to wear the boots, and great guy, hard worker. He's at another station now. Miss him so much.
Actually, he is, and I do want to give a shout out. He is under doctor's care.
Is he?
Yeah, he had a stroke about 2 or 3 years ago.
I remember that.
And I told him if he goes back, don't go back as a field photographer. Go in there and tell him you want to be an editor. Stay inside because you've had a stroke. But he came back and did the thing. Then he went to Channel 24, was there for a while. He's now working for a church and handling a lot of their editing and video. But
I didn't. Okay.
But he's he was so great because when he came back, they had to learn a new editing system at FOX13, which is different from Atlanta, and different cameras and working with new reporters. They didn't know who he was. I worked with him at Channel 3 for years, so I knew how good he was. I said, I'll take him. If he'll work the morning show with me, I'll take him. So they started seeing all the kinds of stuff we were doing. Merle wanted him. Everybody wanted him.
I wanted him. We all wanted him for our special projects.
So we need Randy. So and the news director had told me, said, you guys are great. We're going to leave y'all together no matter what. 3 months later, said, we're taking Randy away from you. I said, whatever happened to he stays with me forever.
Right.
Yeah, well, he's not. So there you are. But so many characters have come through there over the years. I was on Joey Solopek's podcast the other day.
That's right. That's right. I bet you all told some stories.
Well, we didn't tell all of them. So
good. Good.
Got to leave
Can't
something for later.
Right. Part 2.
But he was one of the great characters that have been at that station throughout the years, and everywhere you go, with the people still come up to him and say, hey, where's the bow tie? He told me a story about a little boy who was a big fan of his, and I think he made a bow tie or wore one for just something. He wanted to wear a bow tie like Joey Solopek. So his parents got him a suit and a bow tie. So he heard about that, and he sent him one of his bow ties.
I love that.
Isn't that sweet?
That is fantastic. He's got a huge heart. Back when Joey was there for a while, he was doing a weather camp. Remember, in August.
Yeah.
And our meteorologist would work, and the kids loved it. I say kids, a lot of the parents loved it, too.
Absolutely.
What a great idea. Maybe...
He's doing the thing with his podcast. His podcast is called The Current Temp, and it's on YouTube. And he just does them. He doesn't do them live. He does them on tape. And because he had to edit me down, I'm sure severely before I came on. But he's doing that at his house. His wife actually does what Rob is doing right here. She switches the show. Got a great little studio up in their bonus room. And when breaking weather happens, he goes on live on Facebook and talks about it. I think once you've done this, you'll find some way to keep doing it no matter what, just because it's what you do.
It gets in your blood. Yeah, Joey is one of the most incredibly brilliant people at taking something and then having a snappy comeback, but also analyzing something and saying, this is what we need to do. He's pretty special, and I miss him. But I text him every so often. Ernie and I'll text him. We'll razz him a little bit, or if I see a squirrel story, I'll text him, man, these squirrels,
Well, the thing about it is we all had that great. There was several years there that we had all these people, Kristen Talent. You had the guy that also did weather. Was on radio forever. We'll think of it.
Leon.
Leon
Griffin. Yeah, and people remember him from Hello Sunshine.
Yeah, been talking about Heather York.
Yes, and Heather York. I talked to her a couple of months ago, I guess. She seems to be doing really well.
She had a birthday party for somebody. I went to that, and that's the first time I'd seen her in a long time, over at Brookhaven Circle at a place. And it was just good to see everybody again. And
it's a good group. I saw Ed Eccles, Easy Ed.
Yeah.
Remember our meteorologist? I saw him, unfortunately, at Les Smith's funeral or memorial. And, as unfortunately happens, you do get to catch up with a lot of people that you haven't seen in a while. And then you say, we got to meet at other places besides a memorial or funeral, but Les Smith, he was amazing. And that was a beautiful way to remember him and to memorialize him, too.
You know, the thing about that was, because he and his wife moved to Belize when he retired. And after he left, and then I heard that they really liked it there, but they really missed a lot about Memphis. And then I heard that he was going to move back, but then he didn't. And then he came back and was evidently had some real health issues and passed away. But I will say this to a lot of people that think about moving someplace else after living here for many years and loving it. It ain't the same everywhere else. No. And you will miss Memphis. Rita Sparks, who moved to Florida a few years ago, because she loved Florida, loved going there, she said, I'll just move down there. She lasted about a year and a half. She's back here now. And I asked her, I said, why'd you move back for? She said, I missed my friends, which is the biggest thing. And we didn't get to see Les for all those years. Everybody would have loved to have seen him. And,
loved to have.
And be around him. And think about that long and hard before you retire to Florida or any place else, because all your friends are here. I mean, y'all have a place in Florida. You go on a regular basis. But if you moved there, you wouldn't see the rest of us at all.
And it's not Memphis.
It's not.
Memphis, if you're not from here, if you haven't lived here, you don't understand. Memphis gets in your blood. It truly, I love Nashville. I was born in Nashville. But Memphis, I don't know, it just fits, you know? Even something like the Peabody Hotel. Okay, if you haven't been to the Peabody Hotel, you should. You know, they say the Mississippi Delta starts at that fountain where the ducks swim, but there's nothing like it. So I have a group of friends, and we come here at Christmas. We schedule a night. We bring our kids. They've been in college the last 4 years, and they are as excited about it as we are. And we dress up, and we come here, and we have a cocktail or just hang out and talk in this lobby, which is so special. It's just one of the things. You go to Beale Street. Yeah. Special. You know, you see the characters, you see the people. Downtown is fun. Since I moved here, I mean, we have a whole downtown living situation. There weren't a ton of people living in downtown Memphis in the mid-'90s when I moved here.
In fact, I was one of the few. I lived at the Tower Apartments down here for several years. In fact, I used to go to Beale Street when John first got Beale Street going again. And I remember going in the winter, that first winter after they opened up, I would go to see Herman Green and the Green Machine at that last joint on Beale Street on the east end. And you could literally fire a cannon off down Beale Street and not hit anybody. I'd go in there, there'd be 4 or 5 people, but they played the entire night, whether there was 5 people in there or 200. And then you saw it slowly start to work. And then just I remember it was the first New Year's Eve we had there, and the street was packed, and it was unbelievable. Yeah.
You know, when I came, Beale Street was rocking, right? Mid-'90s into we had the New Year's parade, right? We had the New Year's show and a parade, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't there a parade?
They had the parade during the day, and
during the day,
and whoever the band, the teams were playing at the Liberty Bowl would march in the parade.
They had that parade, and then the New Year's Eve celebrations. You were not working at Fox 13 when, you know, we had 2000 into 2001, 1999 into 2000. Huge gala here at the Peabody Hotel, and Fox 13 aired the whole thing.
Oh, wow.
We had crews live. Jim Jaggers and I were here, reporting from here. We had Claudia Barr and somebody else on Beale Street. It was amazing. I mean, I still have the hat from it. Fox 13, you know, something, New Year's 2000. What a special time. And I wish we would see more of that kind of thing again.
Well, people used to do it. I mean, 3, 5, when I was at 3, the Crowne Plaza opened, and we did the first New Year's Eve from the Crowne Plaza. And then, of course, the Peabody opened. Then Beale Street, so we started doing live from Beale Street on New Year's Eve. When I was at Channel 5, we did all those shows. I remember we were at Channel 5, and it was Ron Childers, Joe Birch, Denise Dubois, all those people. And those are the things you really remember, those big special nights where everybody that worked on different shifts, we all got to work together on one night.
And I think for the viewer and for people who live in this area and watch, it makes it special, and it showcases what's special about our city. And we need to start doing that again. I don't know why we don't.
Well,
as far as TV stations putting on the live shows, maybe it's, but I don't know why.
I think COVID changed a lot of things.
It did.
They got people for 2 years, they didn't do anything. And I think now it's getting people to be reinvigorated, and that's one reason I moved my show downtown is to say, hey, let's all start going back downtown again. There's a reason to go there. We see all these people coming in here at Landscape Shopping, and we ask everybody that comes in, where are you from? Are you having a good time? Do you like Memphis? And to the person, I had one person say, well, I used to like it, but I don't anymore. They all say, I love coming to Memphis. I love the food. I love coming here to Lansky's or the Peabody. We'll always stay at the Peabody. And you were talking about Christmas. They just got the decorations up here at the Peabody, and it's just, that tree is fabulous.
Yeah, I've already taken a picture in front of it.
And they got to, you see the gingerbread town?
I did.
With the Peabody in it?
Yes, there's so much special in Memphis and downtown, love it. Love it.
So we were talking earlier about Darrell Green. His last day was today?
His last day is today, his last newscast, 10 o'clock tonight. And he's, he put together a video, and he asked me to share it, and he's posted it on his social media pages. And he gets emotional because it's hard. He's lived here for 15 years. He's made friends and family. He's put down roots.
Yeah.
And thought he would never leave. But, life happens, and jobs change. His wife, works for a company. And so, they're moving to Charlotte, North Carolina. So it's bittersweet.
I just remember the first day he was there, and I met him. He said, I'm Darrell Green. I said, so tell me something, Darrell. Where's your other brother, Darrell?
Oh, right. Now, that's a way back. Only some of us would get that. Darrell's my other brother, Darrell. But he got it immediately.
He got it immediately because I'm sure other people harassed him with that comment as well. But he has a great sense of humor. You didn't often see it because he was dealing with 10 o'clock and,
hard news, heavy topics. But if you ever meet him in person, and he's not going to do it to everybody because these days you can't.
Not everybody's fun,
right? But he hugs you, and it's like, and you're like, okay, starting to pull away. No, hug till it's uncomfortable. It already is, Darrell. That was kind of a signature move, yeah. And he does it to some of the guys we work with too, who he gets along with really well. It's like, oh man, no,
don't release.
They see him coming. No, Darrell, no.
You're creeping me out, Darrell.
Yeah.
When people are around you and they first kind of get to figure out that you're who you are on and off the air, do they say things to you like, well, you're really real, or how do they handle that?
Well, let's see. Here's what we get, Darrell. Earle.
I'm the other Darrell.
You're not nearly as big as I thought you were. Yeah. You're much younger in person. I didn't realize you were so short. Oh, you look much better in real life than you do on TV.
I think they do that more to women than they do to men.
Yeah.
I mean, do you get things about your hair? Do they say you ought to do different things with your hair?
My hair's a mess, and they know it.
I love your hair.
My hair's always a mess. It's always been. But they know it. But they're kind, and they love it. They accept me, so that's good.
But I've seen other girls just break down and run down the hall in tears when people call them up and say or send them an email.
People will be ugly behind the keyboard warriors, the trolls. They'll say some ugly stuff. So, but you can't take it to heart. And I say what people say to me. They do, but mostly people are kind and wonderful. We love you. We've grown up watching you. My kids watch you. And that is, if we're reaching a younger generation too, that's a beautiful thing, because all the studies tell you kids don't watch news or young people don't watch news. But they do in Memphis.
Yeah,
people watch, the 20-somethings watch news in Memphis. Yeah. They do. I don't know what I was going to say a moment ago. But some of the Gen Zers, we work with a lot of young people. I love it. It's our duck master. Hey, how you doing?
They love you here. In fact, one of the head bellhop that says that you'll be the guy that has been here forever.
Yes. Oh, yes.
And he says, I'm marrying Val in the next life, and his wife knows it too.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. He let me park next to you, so I knew I was somebody. But the ugly stuff, some of it's ugly and scary.
But the good way overshadows
the good overshadows it 100 times.
The one you haven't gotten yet that I've gotten is this old man. He's like late 80s, early 90s. He comes up to me and says, "Excuse me, you're Earle Farrell, aren't you?" I went, "Yes, sir." He said, "Been watching you all my life." I said, "How old a man are you?" "I don't think I've been here that long." "Well, it just seems like it."
Oh,
and then
what a compliment, though.
But then years ago, after I'd gotten out of the restaurant business, opened up the Sleep Out Louie's downtown, just down the street. And I stopped at Mercury Valet Cleaners there on Madison to drop off a shirt because I had something that night. I said, I need to come pick this up in about an hour. And they said, okay. And I came to pick it up, and I walked in. It was a different person in there. And I said, hi, I'm Earle Farrell. I got to drop the shirt off. She goes, you used to be somebody, didn't you?
Oh,
I went,
ow.
Yes, I was.
You got to take it with humor.
You do have to laugh. And then just the other day, I'm going in Fresh Market out where we live. And these three people, the employees are sitting outside taking a break, drinking some coffee. And I come walking and I said, hey, you used to be on the news at Fox 13, right? I said, yep. And I kind of used that line. I said, yeah, I used to be somebody. And they all died laughing. And they said, no, you still somebody.
Yeah, you somebody.
We just don't see you much anymore.
Yeah. I had somebody ask me the other day, are you still working at Fox? 5 hours a day, I sure am.
Or how about you left there 10 years ago and they go, I watch you every morning.
Yeah, and I hear that from people who've been out of the business.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know.
But overall, the thing is, I'm so glad I moved here in 1978 from Dallas. My wife met my wife here. My kids were born here. It is our home. We've lived here longer than any place else we've ever lived in our lives, and we continue to celebrate it and hold it up to everybody we come in contact with. And I think you're a great representative to do that. And look at it, neither one of us were born here.
We weren't, but we choose to live here.
Yeah.
I mean, we choose to. Oh, I saw my first National Guard's troops the other day.
Where were they?
It's at Sanderland Center over where Napa Cafe is,
Sure.
right? And I was working out, so it came out, I literally jumped out of the workout room, and I was like, oh, hey, can I take a picture? Giddy, because it's cool. Whatever. I took a picture. I said, where are you from? We're from ETSU and the Tri-Cities.
That's your area.
I went to ETSU the first 2 years. I'm from the Tri-Cities. What high school did you go to? And the one young man says, Westridge, but it's new. I said, my sister works there.
Really? She's a teacher?
She's a teacher.
Wow.
She taught him.
Wow.
He said, she'll remember me. I'm the one who brought the goat to school. And sure enough, I texted her and sent a picture. She showed it around the school. And that was on Monday. On Tuesday, because I'd asked them, how long are you here? We don't know.
Yeah.
Well, apparently they sent him home later that day because on Tuesday, he was at the school meeting with the ROTC program. But It's a small world. National
really
Guardsmen from all over here.
Yeah, we saw Beth and Rob and I were leaving after doing the show, and we saw them standing at the intersection of 2nd Street and Beale.
Okay.
And they were wearing their safety vests and standing all four corners. And we rolled down them and said, thank you for coming, have fun.
And while we were talking outside, someone rolled down the window and stopped and said that too. Thank you.
Yeah, I think they're getting a lot of that. And so, which is good. I mean, they're visiting too. And the people have done a lot of things for them, fed them, brought them in. The restaurants have fed them. So they've had a good stay here. And you know, I've seen traffic much better than it's been because we drive downtown twice a week, and people are obeying the traffic because they have worn them out, especially Tennessee Highway Patrol. I mean, you start driving fast, they will pull you over. And unlike the Memphis police, they will chase you. And they do not give up.
Yes, and you will get that ticket. I was very aware. We were on the interstate today driving in, and it's like, you know, I'm like, I can't, you know, I'm gonna go what the rest of the traffic's doing, but I'm not going to go zip by. But on the same token, you don't see those cars going a zillion miles an hour, cutting in and out, which scares me because it's so dangerous. So I haven't seen that.
No.
So that's something.
And so I hope that stays that way. Also, the we get out there and do the circle burn thing.
The donuts and
I think
all
that what
that.
they did, they passed a state law that says they can confiscate cars now. And I think that's got a lot of people thinking twice about doing it now, which I would think.
Don't want to lose that whip.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming in.
Is it over already?
Well, it's not a 5.5 hour show. This is
okay, because this is nothing.
I know. It's like Ernie's always saying, is it over yet?
It's
only 5.5.
Right.
Or he'll say, somebody will talk for a long time and go, I know it's a long show, 5.5 hours, but we don't have any more time for this. This is over.
Sure. Thank you for having me on. It's a treat to be here, and it's a treat to be in Lansky's. My husband's excited because we picked out the birthday gift.
He did. He got a jacket.
Yeah.
And he looks great in it.
He does. He looks so good.
I suggest We all picked it out for you. We all said, that's
right.
it.
By
That's the
committee.
one. So come down yourself and pick out a jacket for your wife or yourself. They've got some great clothes. I love this one I have on today.
Me too.
Wear a different one every day. The best wardrobe I've ever had.
No kidding.
Because usually it was a pair of dungarees and
and a vest of some kind.
a vest of some, yeah. But tell everybody at Fox 13, hey from Earle.
Will do.
And tell Ernie he missed a good time by not coming today.
I will tell him that, and maybe we can get him here sometime. That's tough.
I think what we're going to have to do is an ambush interview.
I think so
we just
too.
come up at him and start talking to him.
I think you're right.
We'll tell him hi. And thank you so much for coming in. And we'll see you out soon, and we'll laugh some more.
We will indeed. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for tuning in, everybody, and we'll see you next time.